Select. Select.
Hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Select podcast. I'm Mr. Mikey and I will be your lovely host today. And today is a really special episode because I am joined by Maria and Claudia. Maria is one of our lovely assistants who works with us now at Select, and Claudia is her mum. So welcome both to the podcast.
Hi. Thank you for having us.
Yes, it's great to
thank
have
you.
you. And we're here in the studio today, which is really, really nice, really special. So to kick it off, Maria, you're now one of our assistants, but how long have you been with us at Select?
So I started as a student in 2019 with jazz and tap classes. And then 6 months later, I started drama.
Okay.
So how many years is that? That's like 7?
Yeah, like
7 years?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
7 years with Select. That's crazy. And Claudia, how did you first hear about us at Select?
So we met Lauren at a summer fair at Maria School and Elena School, and Lauren was there with her mom with the table and a banner, and I was looking for school which offered dance classes and singing, and I joined immediately.
Immediately?
I mean, Maria and Elena, they were from the beginning start of Select School.
Okay.
So from September 19, and they didn't stop.
Yeah. Amazing. And that's so nice to think about, you know, when Select first opened in 2019, you know, it's grown so much since then.
Yeah.
But to be there at the very start when they first opened and to be one of the first students with us to now, it's a real full circle moment. And I think that's so special. So yeah, it's really nice to hear that you've been OGs from the start. OGs from the start. So what made you want to do classes? You know, you were talking about tap, jazz, drama. What's the first thing that sort of, you know, sparked that passion to get involved?
So I always wanted to do tap because I used to do jazz before, like in school and some contemporary. But then I was like, I really want to do tap because I was watching Dance Moms and I would see like the girls do tap. And I'm like, I want to do tap.
Yes.
So then the school fair comes along and my mom's telling me, she's like, oh, I found you a tap class. I'm like, great. Sign me up. So she signs me up. I go and I start with tap and jazz and I see how friendly the environment is. So then I'm like, I want to do drama too. I think it was just the environment that really spoke out to me. And I was like, okay, I want to do more classes.
Yeah, and it's so special. When I think about my first dance class, you always start with that first one. And I think you always remember it. It always stays with you. And I think my first ever dance class was a street dance class. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And I ended up doing more classes and then ended up, you know, going on forward and training in it. And now I'm on the other side of it. So yeah, I think you always remember your first class, which is
100%.
which is amazing. Claudia, for all the parents out there listening, what would you say is the biggest life skill that, you know, your child gets from taking a performing arts class? What's the biggest takeaway do you think is for them?
Yeah, I think for both of them, but for Maria too. I mean, she's more confident because she was a bit shy when she was very young. And LAMDA courses and dances as well increase her confidence. So, and communication, better communication with other people.
Yeah, it's really, you know, that confidence is something that does build over time. But I think the arts, and especially the classes that we provide, can really harness that confidence into more transferable things. So it's not just being confident in a class, it's outside of that classroom setting, it's outside of the studio, where that confidence can then take you, you know, in terms of communication, like you've talked about, Claudia, talking to people, being confident, you know, maintaining eye contact, projecting, all of those things that we teach, but we don't necessarily put the two and two together when it's outside of the studio. But actually, that communication is happening all of the time. So, like I said, today's episode is a bit of a full circle moment. For those of you who don't know, Maria started out as a student with us she's completed all of your LAMDA exams.
Yes.
Yes, with distinctions. I hear you've won competitions, and as I've mentioned,
First place.
first place.
Yeah.
Yes,
She got a trophy.
she's got a trophy. Is it
Yeah.
up at home? Is the trophy up at home?
Yeah, it was until we had to give it back.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah,
What?
I know. Every year you have to
1
give it
year
back.
she was at home.
Yeah.
So it was pride of place at home,
Yes,
and then
it
you have to
was.
give it back.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But first place, you know, in the competitions, and now, like I've mentioned, you're part of the team assisting with us. So, if you can cast your mind back to 2019, all those years ago, what was that feeling you had that you got from, you know, completing your first class?
I felt joy. There was joy in my heart as I realized I could do something amongst people that like doing it and like teaching it, as well as students the people that I met in those dance classes was so nice. Like all of them, it was this immediate connection that everyone had. Zoe was there too. So
Yes, Zoe.
yeah. So it was just so nice making these friends and realizing that, okay, so every week I know I could come to this studio, I'll dance, I'll have fun, I'll be taught great things and just spend it with people that I enjoy being with.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing.
It's just joy.
And Claudia, if you can cast your mind back as well, could you tell us a little bit about what Maria was like when she was younger? Could you tell us? This may be, and I know sometimes, even with my mum, when my mum starts talking about what I was like as a child, I'm like, oh God, mum, no. But if you can, could you talk a little bit about how Maria was back then?
Yeah, she was very nice girl, very friendly, funny, but a bit shy. Shy. I think LAMDA helped her a lot to increase confidence, as I said before. As you can see her, she's very funny now and she talks a lot. And yeah, she's a wonderful girl.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Wonderful girl, yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. It's so nice hearing that.
She's
You're like,
been always very, very, very nice girl and
Yeah.
wonderful girl, yeah.
I see it with some of my students that when it's their first class and they come in and they're quite quiet, they're quite shy, they're quite reserved. But the minute you give them that environment, that safe space to, you know, just be free, just be creative. Obviously, there's rules in place to keep everyone safe, but ultimately it's that open space to, you know, just be who you want to be. Ultimately, you see their personality shine through, even if they're playing a character. And then as the weeks go on, you're like, I don't remember who this child was who first came into my class to now. When I met Maria, I was like, oh yeah, of course. Maria's a performer. She's one of us. So to hear that she was so shy before, I'm like, what? I can't picture that. But it just shows, you know, what a supportive environment in the studio and at home can do. And I think it's really important for all of our parents at home listening to see that if you support and you nurture that special thing, that thing that brings them joy, so many more amazing things can happen, and the confidence works side by side with that. So just moving on, how do you feel that you've changed over the years since being with us? What's the biggest takeaway you've got that you found that you've noticed in yourself?
I would say that I'm more free.
Okay.
So before I'd be quite, okay, this needs to be like that. It has to go like that. I'll say this like that. I'll do this move like that. But I think with Select, I've learned that it's okay to make mistakes because that's the only way that you grow. And also it's okay to like act it or dance it in a way that it's not usually like seen in that way. So I think having this ability that I could perform something the way I want, that has changed since before I was very like, okay, let's just do it in this way. But now I'm able to be more free and allow myself to discover different ways.
Yeah, I think, that's so true. And it's so nice hearing that, because I think that's something as teachers we feel, you know, especially when I was growing up, having teachers being like, oh, you know, you must do it this way. Your leg needs to be in this position. And that's great for things like technique. But ultimately, what makes us different is that we are so open towards everyone's ideas, everyone's interpretation of what we're teaching. You know, we want your personality to come through. We want you to feel like yeah, I can get it wrong, and that's okay. And actually, I get it wrong all the time. We're together on a Saturday,
Yeah, we are.
and Maria assists me on a Saturday in my street jazz class. And I think you've been witness to me being like, what am I doing? Like, I can't remember what it is. And then they'll show me up and they'll be like, actually, it was this.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay. Yeah, this is a space where we can get things wrong. And if they see that, you know, from the teachers, from assistants, from the people who they look up to, then you have that realization that, okay, yeah, I can get things wrong too. I love that word free. To get things wrong. Yeah, that's great. So moving on to your LAMDA exams and your achievements. You've completed all of your LAMDA grades. What did that process teach you?
Patience. It took such a long time to get all of them, but it was lovely. I think doing those exams has taught me that, you know, it's taught me a lot of stuff that I can't even say because they're all in such different categories. And if I had to say it in one way, being a performer is not classified in a way. It's about, again, having this freedom to do it, but also you have to be determined and you have to have this like to like finish all of them and don't lose this energy throughout each exams, because it's such a long process that within each grade you're like, oh, okay, I have to do this again, oh, and I have to do and these questions too. So it's a bit long, but it brought me more joy to the like acting atmosphere and world.
And I think it's finding those nuances, it's finding those new things that still make you go, yeah, okay, I want to achieve that goal, I want to achieve that grade. And I think you're a prime example of, you know, if you are patient, if you do the work, if you work hard, if you show up, then great things can happen, because obviously you've gone through all of it. You've basically, Maria's completed LAMDA, okay? So it's done. So in terms of LAMDA, and, you know, we've talked about all of those skills that you gain from doing LAMDA. Can you talk a little bit more about how it's a little bit different between each grade? Like, what's that process like?
So up till grade 5, I would say, I think it's 2 monologues. And you do need to know the play, but there's not as much context. You kind of answering the questions based on the monologue itself. But from grade 6 onwards till 8, you need to know the play. You need to know context. You also need to know the historical events that were happening at this time, because then you could refer it to the monologue itself and explain, oh, why would the character feel like this? Maybe because in that time, all of this was happening. And in grade 8 especially, you had to learn about all these different
practitioners.
Like me and Becky picked Meisner, which was great. And there's so many, but you have to know a little bit about every single one, so then you could pick one to focus on.
So grade 8 is like, it's not just acting. This is the thing with LAMDA as well. Like, it's not just the acting, it's the context behind it. You're always learning. You're learning about the historical events at the time. You're learning about emotions. You're learning about all these different things. So, like I mentioned before, you get the certificate at the end. You know, you've passed that grade, but you've gained so much knowledge by going through that process as well. So, over to Claudia. What have been some of your proudest moments, your proudest moment as a mum?
So the proudest one was when she got the first place award for the festival, and she got a trophy. It was so amazing because there were many children of her age and she got the first place. And also I was very proud when she performed on a stage on a select shows. She performed 2 times and with a big audience, and I was very proud then that my daughter is performing alone. She did a monologue on the stage, and and also when she got when she finished all LAMDA levels with distinctions. So that's a great achievement.
I can't, imagine what that must be like as a mum to see her achieve so much at such a young age as well. Since joining and where she is now, obviously Maria's one of our assistants. She's working with us as a team. As a mum, you must be so proud.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm proud, and
Good.
she made me proud several times.
I know, it's so lovely. It's so
Yeah,
lovely
it
to
is,
like
you know.
hear that. And I'm going to bring the question over to you, Maria.
Okay, yeah.
What has been your proudest moment? Like, what's made you most proud of yourself?
I think it's the fact that I've been able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So although I got my grades and I did Watford Festival, I enjoyed the process. It wasn't one of those like disciplined, harsh like processes. It was nice, it was smooth, it was welcoming. So I think knowing that I enjoyed myself throughout, and obviously I enjoyed seeing the results afterwards.
Of course.
It was a nice, smooth process within the whole thing. And I think that's what is so important, because people get caught up being harsh on themselves, and then the outcome comes and they're not able to enjoy it, since they think of like how long and how stressful the situation was. But finding that joy while you're being taught all of these stuff, then you're able to enjoy the success after too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that about enjoying the process as much as the result at the end. Yeah, powerful. That's really powerful. What have been some of your favorite memories, silly moments, chaotic moments over the years?
I love the select shows. They were so fun, even as a student, but as an assistant too. Because as a student, I was with my other teammates or whatever. So it's just nice being in those back rooms, waiting for your turn in your costume, discussing, practicing the moves, that adrenaline that you get before the show and even after. And as an assistant, I enjoy it too, because I'm working with the other assistants and teachers too. So it's like, okay, let's make sure the kids are okay. And I'm able to enjoy it too, because you do see like the backstage stuff. So it's interesting to see it from that perspective. Chaotic moment, I'd say COVID time.
Yeah. Talk me through that. Like what I mean, during that time I was still training. So my training looked very different to what I had thought about in my head. I was doing ballet in my kitchen on Zoom. So what was that like? Because you were there during that time.
Yeah.
What can you remember from that?
I just remember every Saturday morning we'd go up on Zoom, we'd see Lauren, and then so many other little boxes filled of students, and then everyone would just start dancing. Everyone was on mute, but we had to all dance.
I love that.
And it was just like seeing myself in a little box dance, and then I see everyone else. It's just funny if you think
it was
about
like a fever dream. I can relate to that. The Zoom setup of a dance class, which I hope never, touch wood, we never have to do that again. But yeah, that's oh my gosh, that's like unlocked a memory.
In a small living room.
Yeah.
In a small living room at home.
Not too much space.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the rolls would be like halfway through it. I'm like, okay, that's enough.
Okay, I'm going to do half a turn here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my.
You did LAMDA as well.
Yeah, and I did LAMDA too. I remember I'd send my whole family upstairs, because there's no way you're sitting in the kitchen while I'm performing all of these.
Yeah,
So-
it sort of breaks that, that barrier at home of like, okay, I've been to class, I've been to the studio, and now is my time to chill. Your home becomes the studio.
Exactly.
Your home becomes the stage, and it's like, okay, guys, you can go upstairs now.
Close all the doors.
Close all the doors. Don't hear me.
Yeah.
I'm just doing my thing. Okay, brilliant. So, moving on, Claudia, what changes have you seen within Maria at home and like beyond the class?
Yeah, she has changed a lot. Yeah, she's very talkative, very funny, confident with other people. She communicates very well. She can say a lot of ideas, very confident and very nice word. And she found her path in a future job. So due to select classes, she found her future job. I mean, she wants to be an actress or to work in performing arts anyway. So she go that way. So yes,
That's amazing.
I think she has discovered what she wants to do. I mean, that helped her to find her own way in future. Yeah.
I think that's so important that, going to classes, for some people going to, dance classes or drama classes is a hobby, and it's the thing that they do outside of school. And, as much as it brings this level of joy. Actually, those special moments of, you know, when you're going to classes and then a student turns around, or, you know, even casting my mind back to when I was younger, having that moment of, I want to do this as a job. Like,
Yeah.
I can see this being.
She said that, yeah.
Yeah.
When
I
she
love that.
Yeah, when she performed on stage for select shows, when she got the trophy, and when she got all LAMDA levels, she said, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm very sure I want to do that.
It's that natural progression,
Yeah.
I think, as well, from being the student to achieving so much to then helping support our young students in the classroom. And then you're, you know, eventually in the future, it's having that moment of, yeah, I want to do this. Like, this is what brings me joy. This is what makes my soul happy, makes me happy as a person. And actually, I can do this as a job. And hearing that from a parent as well, that you're so behind it, you're so supportive.
We are supported with her to go this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want to change her mind.
Yeah.
So if she likes to do that, she will go this way. So
Yeah.
we are supporting her as much as possible. And even that job as assistant is very good for her, for future job. And so we are happy she worked for Select as well.
Yeah.
I mean, going to classes but working as assistant.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and we love having Maria.
Thank you.
Maria's, you know, incredible. You are incredible with all of the students, and you are so kind and warm and confident when you're speaking to them. And I think, you know, those are all skills that inevitably you're going to take on with you in whatever you do. But yeah, having a parent that is so supportive of your, you know, child's dreams, of their career goals, you know, I can relate to that. If it wasn't for having a really supportive system back at home, a supportive mum, supportive family, friends, people around me saying, you can do this, then, you know, I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing today. I wouldn't be confident enough to teach a class of, you know, 30 students. I wouldn't be confident enough to get onto a stage and perform or go to auditions or things like that. All of these things that when I was younger, I was like, this is what I wanted to do. And now you look back and you're like, hey, hang on a second, I'm doing what younger me wanted to do. And that's possible from having that support at home as well. So that's lovely to hear. Oh, we just got a little bit emotional.
I know.
Gonna get a little bit emotional in here. So in terms of being one of our fabulous assistants, do you remember when Lauren or when Becky asked you to become an assistant, and do you remember what that felt like?
Yeah, I remember that day so distinctly.
Okay, break it down. Tell me about it.
So I was in my economics class and I was talking to my partner and I'm
Okay.
like, oh, so do you have a job? And she goes, yeah, I've got a job. I do it like every single day. It's so stressful. And she asked me, do you want a job? I'm like, yeah, I do, but I'm not really sure what job, what part-time job I would do it now. So we go down to the bus stop after class ended and I see a message from my mom. And she sends me the message that Lauren sent to her, so she forwarded it to me and she goes, oh, hi, I'm asking if Maria would like to be part of the Select team. And I'm like, this is insane. Like, I was just talking about it a few hours ago, not knowing
gosh.
what job I want to do, and now I get this message. Like, it's destiny.
Yeah, that is the universe sending like messages of, you know, you being in that classroom, having that conversation of, oh, I don't know what I want to do, and then bam,
Exactly.
there it is.
Exactly. And I remember I was at the bus stop and I was like, this is insane. I was with the same girl and I'm like, you won't believe what I got. And
Oh
then
my
she was
gosh.
shocked too. And we were both like in shock because, yeah, like that's so weird though. Like,
I love that.
yeah,
I love
same,
that.
same.
The universe working in mysterious ways. And yeah, now you're part of the team. So yeah, I love that.
It's the perfect part-time job for her.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think, you know, if I had something like this when, you know, I was still studying and when I was not sure about what I wanted to do, if I had had the assistant job, I would have been like, oh, I wish I found that sooner. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's so great because as much as you're there to help, you know, with the everyday things that, you know, the kids need, like if they need help opening a snack or if they need help putting their ballet shoes on. You're also there as an adult in the room. You're a grown-up. You're someone who cares so deeply. So I suppose my next question for you is, what do you hope some of our younger students, do they look up to you? Do you hope that they look up to you? What do you hope the younger students see in you as an assistant?
I hope they look up to me. Like, I think that's like one of the roles for a teacher and an assistant.
Yeah.
I want them to see that dancing and musical theatre and drama is such a fun experience, and you could do that while also being responsible and while listening to the rules. But you're allowed to, as you say, be silly a little bit in class and then have a little giggle, but also know that you need to rewind and go back to focusing, doing your stuff, because that's the only way you're going to learn. That's what I would say, you know?
Yeah. And I would 100% agree that especially a lot of my students do look up to you. And I would say every student who has had you in that classroom as well would say, oh, we love Miss Maria. And it's so nice to hear because, you know, at one point you was Maria the student and now you're Miss Maria. And I think it's lovely for our students to see, especially some of the older ones who have been coming for a long time, that progression of being the student and now being the assistant is something that is within reach for them too. And it is possible, and it is, you know, it is an amazing thing to be able to do. So thinking about the performing arts industry, performing arts just in general, why do you think it's so important? A question for both of you. Why do you think it's so important for children to be involved in the performing arts?
I would say due to the skills that you gain. Of course, you gain the creative skills, but you gain social skills, which are so crucial to life, and you need them everywhere. Like, it does not matter that, oh, I'm going to go be an artist, or I'm going to be, I don't know, a banker. Like, you need those skills. You need to be able to communicate what you're feeling, what you want, and also that teamwork skill that you gain in class. Yeah.
Claudia, what do you think?
Yeah, as a parent, I think they are very good to spend their spare time doing something they like dancing, playing an instrument, singing, LAMDA. The children, they spend their time in very nice way.
And I think it's so important in a world and in an age where, you know, social media and phones and tablets and things like that are all devices or things that, you know, some parents will try and steer their child away from. You know, it's harder now to get your child off. I don't even know what's out there now, but like iPads and phones and things like that, to actually go and get to a class or do something, learn an instrument, learn a new skill, whether that is performing arts or something else. It's so important for children to not only interact with other children, but also interact, like you said, with communication, with adults, with people, with their peers in the real world. So yeah, it's so important that parents as well are supporting their child and sort of steering that way to, you know, get involved in these things.
Yeah, and spending their time with other children, they can find their own way. Like Maria found her way to acting. Other children can find their way to dancing or piano, or I don't know.
Yeah, exactly that. Maria, in a separate world, if you had never been part of Select, if you'd never gone to that first class, if mum was not there at the fair and spoke to Lauren.
So like, if I didn't have an option, any artistic career.
If Select wasn't here, if we were like, okay, bye. If we didn't exist, what do you think you would be doing now?
Something with animals. I love animals. I wanted to be a vet for a very long time. It was either vet or acting. So it was always like, well, it was more like 2080, but like still, you know. So probably something with animals, and I love exotic animals. So maybe like something in the Amazon forest.
Amazon forest.
Yeah, something like that.
You'll find Miss Maria saving some animals up in the Amazon forest.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could also see you, doing that in a film, being like
Yeah.
the vet is not off the card, okay?
Yeah.
Because you could potentially be playing a vet in a major movie.
That's what I was telling my mom.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. So all of these jobs we can do as actors. I could be a doctor.
Of course you can.
I could be on Casualty. Still a doctor, maybe not in real life, but with acting.
Exactly.
There you go. You could be anything you want to be.
Exactly.
There's the trick there.
Become an actor.
Become an actor. You can do any job. So when you think about your journey with Select, and as much as there's been these amazing moments, all of these accolades, getting through your grades, achieving so much, has it always been as easy as it sounds? Because obviously we know that the arts can sometimes feel a little bit like a pressure cooker. It's like all of these emotions, especially with acting, you're facing a lot of emotions, you're dealing with a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
Has it always been easy to navigate that? What's been your process? What's your journey been like?
So there were certain parts of like acting which I did find quite difficult. I think it was the transition from grade 5, 6, whatever, to 7, 8, because they want you to portray different stuff. So I found that at first I was trying to do it by myself. I was like, hey, how would I do that? And I think that pressure like was starting to get to me. So then I was talking to Becky, and then she managed to help me to discover different ways and different ways that I could act it. So there were parts throughout the like exams and the competitions that were a bit iffy.
Yeah.
But there's a great support system in Select, so it was actually okay. It was just a little bump in the road.
And was there ever, and I mean, I think I already know the answer to this question, but was there ever a moment where you wanted to go, do you know what? Not for me. I'm done. I want to stop this. I don't want to do this anymore.
No.
No.
I enjoyed it too much. Like, despite it sometimes being difficult, I did enjoy it. So, like, I knew it was just going to be a small time period, and then I'll get over it and it'll be okay. It's not something like geography. Like, I don't like geography, and I was like, the second I finished geography GCSE, I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I don't ever want to see it again. Yeah. But with acting, it's different because I enjoy it. Yeah. So yeah.
And I think that's so. Once again, like, it's one of those things. Once you find the thing that makes you, want to get up in the morning, that brings you so much joy, that makes your day just a little bit brighter, whether it's going to, a class, you could be having the worst day ever, but you've got that one thing that brings you joy. It's so important to stick with that, because it's in those moments where you find that things aren't as bad as they seem. Those small bumps in the road, like you say, they won't last forever. It's just a brief moment. It's a page in this massive book. Exactly. And you can turn the page whenever you want. So, yeah, I love that. I love that answer. Yeah. So, we're coming towards the end of the podcast. So, I think what I want to ask is, what do you want to do next? What do you plan on doing next, as you progress? I mean, you've already done so many things, but what is next for you?
I'm going to university to study acting. So I'm going to do that. And then after that, I want to work in the industry. Yeah. Obviously, I want to be an actor. That's the dream. Stage, theatre, whatever comes will be. But I would also love to teach. So something like the way Lauren has done with her school is just so fascinating. And I think being an assistant, I was able to see the whole process behind it. So I'm no longer a student. I could see what teachers have to do to make sure the students are understanding and comprehending the steps and the different techniques you need to have. So an actor, or even teach acting somewhere.
Or both. Or do it all. You could do it
Exactly.
all. Yeah, I think the main thing that the arts teaches us is that you can do anything. Acting in particular, you become these characters, but ultimately you as the person, you're behind the character, you're behind the lines, you're behind the script, and it's having that drive. And I can see it. I mean, I see it right now. I see that determination. I see that grit. I see the hard work.
Thank you.
I see a parent who's, you know, behind the scenes supporting and cheering on. I suppose my question to you would be, what are your hopes and dreams for Maria as she progresses?
Yeah, I hope she will become an actress or to run a performing arts school.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I'm very supporting with her. So I hope she will get her dream in reality, you know?
Yeah.
Become reality.
Yeah.
So, and she will do it. She will do it because she's very good. Even she can be very good at teaching.
Yes.
I mean, to run dancing or LAMDA classes or...
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah, so...
And with Select, I think that is, you know, the natural progression. You know, if you show up, if you work hard and you put your heart into everything you do, like you have done as a student, as an assistant, who knows? Who knows? I can see it. I can see it now on, you know, on our class manager pages, Miss Maria drama. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it happening for you.
Thank you.
That's so exciting. That's so exciting. And yeah, I'm sure you'll smash it. I'm sure you'll smash it. Claudia, for parents listening at home, what would you say to a parent who's considering bringing their child to a Select class?
I'll tell them to join Select.
Yes.
Anytime, because it's a very good school for dancing, singing, and LAMDA. So enjoy. Join and enjoy.
Yeah, join and enjoy. I love that. I'm gonna get that on a t-shirt. Join and enjoy. Yeah, that works. I love that. I love that answer. Join and enjoy. Say it louder for the people at the back. I love that. I love that. Yeah. We've got a new slogan. You should work with us in marketing. That would be great. You've got a new job with us, Claudia. Maria, what would you say to the current... We're still going on. Join and enjoy. I love that. I just love that.
I don't think I could beat that. Yeah.
I think we're done. Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras there. Maria, what would you say to any younger student joining Select, if it's their first day, for example? What would you say to a student who's just joined us?
Absorb everything. It's so fun. Look how much fun the teachers are having. If the teachers are having that much teaching the class, so should the students.
Yeah.
Because it's just that energy that gets passed on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Have fun.
Have fun. Absorb everything.
Exactly.
And that's true. Us teachers, we do have a little bit... Well, I won't say too much fun, but I know, especially in my classes, I'm bouncing off the walls, having a great time.
Yeah.
So,
You are. Yeah.
I love that. And I think something a little bit more sentimental, if you could talk to younger Maria when she first started Select, as you are now, with all of the things you've achieved, what would you say to your younger self?
Try everything.
Yeah.
Don't limit. Like, there's no point in limiting yourself, because then you're not able to see what you're capable of and what you like doing. So if you're able to try new stuff, like the way I tried LAMDA, because I did not start with LAMDA originally. I started with tap and jazz. And then my mom was like, try LAMDA. And I was like, yeah. Like, okay. If I wanted to say that, then I would not have been here. Like, imagine none of those stuff would have happened. So yeah, don't limit yourself.
Don't limit yourself. Try everything.
Yeah.
I love that. I, for one, am very excited to see what happens next with you. And yeah, it's been a really nice time chatting to you both.
Yeah,
about,
it's really nice.
About Select, but also about you as a mum and as, you know, someone who was a student who is now an assistant. It's been great speaking to you both, and thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to add. I would like to thank Select to thank Lauren and all teachers for all their support with my children, all of them.
Yeah.
Not just Maria, but especially for Maria, because now she's very happy with Select and with her choice in future. So I'm happy with the Select and
Oh, I love that. Oh, it's been great. It's been great. Thank you so much for coming on. And I can't wait to see what happens next.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Select Podcast. You can find us on all social media, Instagram, TikTok, all of your social media outlets at Select School of Performing Arts. And make sure you tune in via YouTube, Spotify, or any other streaming services to keep up to date with everything we talk about on the podcast.